YouTube. It is BRiM4799, and this is Season 2, Episode 1 of my Let's Play. Now, I'm going to apologize. I am actually recreating my world. I shot the first episode, Season 2, Episode 1. I shot it, and then Bandicam immediately ate it. So I have recreated the world. I'm going to show you kind of some highlights that showed up in Episode 1. I'm going to re-show you where we started in the world, and then pause the video and jump forward some to some other interesting things we found along our initial journey. But I'm not going to redo that entire first episode. I'll pick up. I managed to find a village at the end of Episode 1, and we're going to pick up in that village. And I'll kind of show you what I did there. I really hate that I lost the entire first episode of Season 2, but we'll go ahead and get this started here. Yeah, I just called it OMG because I can't believe that Bandicam ate the first episode of Season 2. So we're going to let this build terrain. I started off, it's been a while since I have played a lot of Minecraft, period. And it's definitely been, I don't know that I've created a new world in a very, very long time. So this was kind of an interesting start. Wow, we're really laggy, aren't we? I'm going to pause and let it draw terrain for, oh well, just about the time I said I was going to do that. We did start off with the bonus chest. There wasn't much in it, but it was a nice little boost to get us started. Yeah, and some of you will be yelling and screaming and hollering about the bonus chest. Interestingly, I don't know that I have found in a game. We're in the, what is this, Mesa Plateau. This is all colored hardened clay, so you know it's red hardened clay, pink hardened clay. I think is what this stuff is called. And I don't know, yeah, hardened clay, and in this case it's a red color. So this was a really interesting start for me. I don't know that I have found any mesas in the games I've played in the past. Maybe that is a relatively new biome. But from having, like I said, I had already shot the entire first episode, and it was a long episode. It was half an hour. In that episode, we went and got these trees over here and their saplings, and then we turned and just picked a direction, and we ended up picking west. I wonder, you know what I could do? Okay, nobody freak out. We will allow cheats, start a land world, and then change our game mode to creative. Alright, so we ended up running west. And really, it is just a crap ton of this clay, this hardened clay. Like I said, I don't know that I've run into one of these biomes, and this biome is huge. It goes on forever. Matter of fact, it was right at the end of the first day. The sun was setting when we found something different. And I want to show you because it was kind of important. We'll be coming back to it later. We ended up not staying there, but we did. We will be coming back to it. Of course, you know, coming through this without the benefits of the cheats, I had to go down these and back up and down and back up. And I think I'm headed. Yeah, because I ended up building a couple of boats because I had some wood from having chopped all that stuff down over there. We had some wood, so we ended up building a couple of boats. Wow, really laggy trying to draw this terrain for the first time again. And then kind of right at the end of day one, we popped over this because we ended up kind of making a stand right here. And lo and behold, I could see mushrooms. When I came over this right here, I could see the mushroom trees in the distance. And I could kind of tell the sun was just setting. I could kind of tell it was purple, which meant mycelium. So we ended up swimming over to here and killing some mobs that were following us, and then went around and came over to the mycelium. The problem is that other than the mushrooms and the I guess these are mushroom cows, whatever they are. There's not a lot in the way of resources in this biome. So we loaded up with some food. We made some bowls and got some mushroom soup. And then since it was night and there were no... Oh, that's kind of a cool little... I did not spot this leak coming through the first time. Because it was night, it had just become night by the time we got over here. We just took a boat and I thought I would jump across, see if this was ocean or if this was just a lake or what. And kind of long story short, I'd kind of given myself a period of time. I was only going to, I thought I had gone due west, but these islands, I passed these islands, so I must have been headed kind of northwest. That's good to know, I suppose, when I want to come back to the mycelium. I had given myself a time frame. Sorry, easily distracted. ADD kicked in. I was going to paddle across here in a boat until just before the sun came up, and then if I didn't find anything interesting over here, I was going to go back to the mainland over there and kind of skate around in my boat. That way I'd be relatively safe, and look for some place to settle. Well, I think I'm kind of moving in the right direction here. What I ended up finding, I should have probably jumped out and jumped into our actual Let's Play world. What I ended up finding is, where's the village? The village should be right here. Village. I ended up finding this village over here. So, and really that is all because it is so far, because that mesa biome was so large. And then we ran right straight out of the mesa biome and straight into the mycelium, which also doesn't offer much in the way of resources. And then we crossed the ocean. That was really about all we got done in the first day. I did something that I will show you as soon as we get back to our real world over here. That I described as not really cheating, but kind of taking advantage of a game mechanic. And I'll since I did do that and I left it that way, I will show you that as soon as we get back over to that game. But I'm going to cut right here and switch over, and we'll just kind of pick up with our real game outside of this one. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back on our game where it actually ate. This would have actually been where I cut off at the end of episode 1. But we'll just pick up here and we'll get some bonus footage in. So right when I switched over, I said I had done something that I described as taking advantage of a game mechanic. So when I got over here, I got the opportunity to kind of explore. We managed to find in here, in the blacksmith, we managed to find a bonus chest, and that bonus chest had some iron boots and I think an apple and maybe 2 or 3 iron ore, and we made a pair of shears because it turns out that there are some sheep right outside the door here. We found some sheep right up here somewhere. And obviously we wanted to get sheep for our bed. Now, I like settling because I kind of take on the role of mayor of a village, right? When I'm playing this game, that's kind of, this will eventually be a really big town, and there'll be lots of houses. Yeah, that's just the kind of freak I am, I suppose. But the problem with settling within 128 blocks of the village is that zombies will be able to spawn, and the zombies will come and attack and kill all the villagers. So the very first night that I was over here, as soon as the villagers went into their homes for night, see, there's a villager in there. Hello, villager. I took dirt and simply covered up the doors. Yeah, that is, for their own safety, I trapped all the villagers inside. And this is the blacksmith, so it doesn't really have a door, so it's not technically considered a house because it doesn't have a door, and therefore there are no villagers inside. So for their own safety, I locked all of the villagers kind of semi-permanently into their homes. Yeah, there are only like 3 villagers. This village is relatively small, and probably our best way to get a view of the village is the top of this tower. And because there's a villager, you know what we could do? Temporarily anyway. Just create ourselves some scaffolding and pop up here. Yeah, we can do that. Whoops. So it's a fairly small village. So there are only like 3 total villagers in this village because there just aren't a lot of doors here. Now, they do have a crap ton of food. So, of course, we'll be immediately digging all of that up. But so I just lock them in their houses. That way zombies can't get to them. They can't get out, and the zombies can't get in because the zombies can't get to the doors to break them down. So this means that I don't have to worry about protecting them quite so much. Again, I said I did it for their protection. Yeah, that's it. I did it for their protection and my convenience. I mean, yeah, for their protection. So, just like you lock a teenage girl in her bedroom so she can't, you know, you got to screw the windows shut so that she can't get out the. Never mind. So anyway, that's all buttoned up. Not really cheating, but definitely taking advantage of a game mechanic. So, we're going to go ahead here. Since the villagers did us this huge favor and planted these carrots, we want to say thank you by not letting their work go to waste, right? So we'll go ahead and grab these carrots, and if we're going to grab the carrots, we might as well grab the potatoes too. Now, I'm using many of you will probably be familiar with Daedalus. This is Daedalus's Datacraft texture pack, which I love, except for right here. I find it very difficult to tell with the potatoes what is done and what is not done, but the rest of the texture pack is so worth it that I put up with that little inconvenience. Because I do love his texture pack. Alright, well, we might as well grab the rest of this too, right? So, originally, I was going to wait till episode 2 to get our mine shaft, one of those first... out of my wheat. To get the mine shaft started, but since episode 1 kind of bit the dust and went from being, it was a really long episode, went from being a half an hour to being, you know, just a couple of minutes, thanks to the fact that it went away. I guess we can get that started. We can start getting an idea about where we're going to want to build. And yeah, that's that. We've got plenty of stuff for now. We did, thanks to having gotten the shears, we did pick up a little bit of stuff. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get our boots on, and I guess we can... Is there any use? I don't think there's any use for the poisonous potatoes. Let's go ahead and hang on to our wheat. If there's somebody out there and you know of a use for the poisonous potatoes, let me know, because I don't know of any use at all for the poisonous potatoes. We did find, and that's where we're headed over to start our mine shaft. Now, thankfully, when I was assisting the villagers and staying safe, yeah, let's go with that. None of them ran into the library, so I was able to kind of claim the library as my starting house here. My place to call home, a place to lay my head. I found that you saw that there was 1 iron ore in there. This is where I got the dirt from to assist our villagers. and found one little tiny bit. Actually, there were 2 iron. I will confess. I will tell on myself. There were actually 2 iron ore there, and I did not realize that my pickaxe was a wooden pickaxe. So I chopped the first iron ore out with that wooden pickaxe, and then as it was popping, I realized what I had just done, and of course I lost that first. I was very sad. It was a very, very sad day. So our village is going to need a name, and I don't know what that's going to be. If you have a suggestion, I love suggestions, I love comments, I love feedback. Please leave a suggestion in the comments. I do read in my Season 1s, and I know they're all gone at this point, but in my Season 1s I did read all my comments, so and it was a lot of fun. I think interacting with you guys as we were playing was at least as much fun as actually playing. So leave me comments, and I will absolutely respond to them. But our little village is going to need a name. So if you got a suggestion, let me know. One of the things I do want to do real quick. Pressure plate. I prefer to put pressure plates on the back sides of my doors because I'm bad about leaving the door open. Yeah, alright. So I'm going to recall this episode right here, and in episode 2, because I see the sun's going down, episode 2 we're going to have to get some wood. We do have some saplings that we gathered up from that initial chopping, so we need to get those guys planted. And we need to get our mine shaft down. I will be digging straight down to Y11, and then we will get our mine shaft started. So we're going to call this one here, and I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. See you next episode.